Forget. All right, so good morning, everybody. I'm so glad that you are here, and perhaps we'll have a couple of latecomers join us. But it could also just be the two of us or the three of us today. That's all right too. So welcome to the Wednesday AM Meditative Writing Circle. As always, I like to start off with just a little bit of a reason why I started the group. And I started the group for three different reasons. One, I wanted to support women in particular with helping us to learn how to love our unique journeys that we live in our lives without any shame or any embarrassment via the use of writing and reflection. Number two, it's a practical way for us to be able to gain meditation tools and techniques that help to spark our own creativity. So many of us are writers. A lot of the people that have joined the group, they're either writers or they'd like to write, but don't feel like they have anything to write about right now. So this is really just a nice way to be able to use creativity, meditation as a way to be able to help them with their own creativity. And also this group is really a great way for us to be able to reclaim our own voice, our thoughts and our feelings so that we don't have to feel like we're going through life carrying out somebody else's program for our lives. It's not unusual for me to hear of other women, Black women in particular, to be 40 plus years old and still feel like, they're living a life that they don't want. And they want to be able to figure out, how do I get to the thing that they want? Because they don't even remember. So you can use this as a way to be able to at least start to think about what it is that you want. You can't ask for what you want if you don't know what you want.
That's right.
Yeah. So today's focus of our session is to talk about what are life's little luxuries and do we allow ourselves to take part in life's little luxuries. So what's a little luxury? I define little luxuries as those small, nice event occurrences that I create for myself just to help me to get through the day. It helps me to create a new sense of happiness within myself that really has nothing to do with anybody else. These are just things that I do for me to be able to make me feel good. Like one of the things that I really love to do is I like to be able to buy myself flowers every week. I love fresh flowers. They could be $2 gas station flowers. I just like flowers. They don't need to be, super expensive. If you can do that, awesome. But, flowers for myself every week. I have ways that I like to be able to prepare my food, put in my own hands in my own food. Those are little luxuries for me. In the way that I make tea in all the countries that I've traveled to, tea is such a little luxury, particularly in Turkey. To watch their tea ceremonies that they would do, just to be like, I would go outside to one of the river areas and you would sit down and at night it would start to get a little cool outside and there would be a gentleman walking around selling chai tea on the street. And so, he would have like these little glass cups and it was the most delicious chai tea. And and it was just really nice to be able to sit outside and enjoy, watch the moon coming up, and to be able to enjoy this chai tea. Or even at home, I like to be able, like at night, I make like a lavender lemon tea. When it's cooler, I'll make a hot lavender and lemon tea. And if I'm in a place where it's hotter, I'll make popsicles out of it. So that's a way to be able to help me to sleep. Because lavender is a way to be able to help me to go to sleep. So I find small ways to be able to help me to figure out how to be able to extend an energy of happiness throughout my life. And I started to learn how to do those things because there was a point when I was living in Thailand and I was going through a, I guess, a healing crisis where I put myself through a detox program. It was only supposed to be for 3 months, but it wound up being 6 months because my body was it just needed a lot of cleansing. And so when I got towards the end of the cleansing, the herbalist that I was working with, he said that I needed to go to a sauna. And of course, in Thailand, a sauna is not a lot of money. It's like $5. He said, just go to the sauna because the particular herbs that I was taking at that time was making me feel, just making me feel sick. My body just felt very slow. And he said, listen, if you go to the sauna, you have a lot of excess things that need to be removed from the skin. And so the sauna would help to sort of draw that out. I said, great, I'll do it. I'll go to the sauna. Next week we would meet. Halana, did you go to the sauna? Oh, I didn't go to the sauna. Why not, Halana? I didn't go to the sauna. Oh, I didn't have time, but I promise I'm gonna go next week because I was still feeling bad. I was still talking about I'm feeling bad and I don't feel well and all this other stuff. He said, okay, we meet third week in a row. Halana, did you go to the sauna? Oh, I didn't go to the sauna. And at this point, he's pissed at me because he's like, listen, this is a part of your protocol. And if you
Yeah.
want to be able to get better, you have to go to the sauna. Now, what is this about? What is this really about? And then we had a conversation and it wound up, it ended with me in tears because the real reason I didn't go to the sauna was because I didn't feel like I deserved it. Like going to a
Mm-hmm.
sauna or going to a spa to have a spa. Again, this is a $5 sauna. This is not high level. The experience of me taking myself to a sauna was for other people. That was for special people. These are for people who deserved it. And I didn't feel like I had reached a point where I could make the time, even though I was very sick, I didn't feel like I deserved it. And so in a way, I was electing to feel bad over doing the thing that was going to make me feel better. And so now I make it a point to find all the other little spaces in my life where I'm making similar decisions. Where am I saying um, I don't deserve happiness in this space? Where am I saying, where am I choosing to do the hard route instead of doing the thing that I know to be true, that would be easier for me, at least in that moment? We always want to do the thing to be able to say, I trudged, I went through the mountain, climbed all the hard mountains, did the hard thing. And there's a time and a space for that. I don't want to make it seem like, we're all just out here looking for an easy way out. But when it comes to our personal care and our well-being, we don't have to prove that we are worthy being loved and being taken care of. And we should be able to do those things for ourselves. This is really a part of our self-worth. So, those small luxuries are not really small. They're really expressions of how it is that I view myself, how high my own value is. And so when I looked around my life and I see other people, other relationships, people that I'm related to or people that I'm dating, and even with friends, when they don't value me, it's because I don't value me. It all starts with me and what it is that um, what I tell people I am worth. So this is a very important conversation. So I don't know if any of you wanted to be able to share, if you have any thoughts about it, you can feel free to add to it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Um, I'll add to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I should just say co-sign everything, because everything that you just mentioned, I've lived through
Mm-hmm.
in one way or another, and I am. Uh, I turned 70 on in November,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I'm literally embarrassed, even not even speaking to anyone about it, just embarrassed at the way that I did not care for myself over the years
Mm-hmm.
and um, did not allow myself to indulge myself enough to know me.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you mentioned little, what did you say, life's little
Little
luxuries?
luxuries, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are the little luxuries that I indulge in, for myself, and it's a shame that I have to, dig inside my head to try to pull that out.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm so, whole history, mother, grandmother, all that stuff, wife, widow. Um, wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to think about that. I last week wrote a little list of things that I do and things that I want to begin to implement. And as you were speaking, when you talked about spa dates, I was like, yeah. I mean, sauna. I was like, yeah. Uh, Let me write that on my list of things to do, because that is something, it's just healing, and it's so beneficial to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching a video this morning. I can't remember her name, but there's a sister. I don't even know how I found her. She lives in Bali now, and she was talking about how the treatments that we're used to in the familiar with in the West, like massages and um, acupuncture and all those things that we have to pay for. She said it's like it's a part of their culture,
Yeah.
but for us it's like, oh, I'm going to acupuncturist, and it is a big deal, but it's a big deal because it's a healing practice, but it's a part of other people's cultures. And
Mm-hmm.
for us, it's like, a little kid, oh, I'm getting an ice cream cone. So it's something that I really have to think about, and I'm encouraged now to implement these items that I have on my list to, for my own self care and indulgence,
Yeah.
and to improve my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Think
One
about
thing I'm
what's indulgent to you. Everybody's list is different.
right.
Whatever it is that you want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. No, I would love sauna. Sauna and spa, all that. Want and need. And sometimes I only. I mean, like, I literally have no reason not to do it. Just literally no barrier,
Mm-hmm.
no, nothing stopping me.
Mm-hmm.
Just sometimes I just don't think of things like that. Putting
Yeah.
self first.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Putting
I
yourself
also
first.
want to mention, hopefully my service will not go off. I'm currently in Dakar, Senegal,
Oh
and
wow.
sometime the internet goes out.
I got
So
you.
hopefully it won't. Yeah, I've been here since December 22nd.
Awesome. Is
Um,
that your first trip?
yes, first time here. My
Mm-hmm.
oldest son lives here,
Mm-hmm.
and I, my kids sent me here for my birthday, which was in
Oh,
November. But I
nice.
didn't get here until the winter solstice.
Mm-hmm.
So I was only supposed to stay for a month,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still here. I'm still here at least until March 17th. The plans for me to leave, I got like another 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been enjoying this. It's been a very healing experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes. West Africa is a beautiful place. I've never been to Dakar, but I've lived in Togo, and have worked and
Oh,
visited in a few other West African countries. So I always say when we decide to go back to the continent and really anywhere on the continent of Africa, it's good for us to be able to go back to Africa and in a way that we decided to do it in our own free will. That really
yes.
that's
Hmm.
healing for us. I think we don't understand how deeply healing that can be for our souls to be able to pack up and go back to the place where we were taken away, we were purchased and brought to a new
Yes.
place, and then to be able to have the funds to be able to go back on your own free will and stay there in the way that you want. That's a special thing. Not many people get a chance to do that.
Yeah, I consider myself quite blessed, and it was unexpected. I was like, what are they going to do for my birthday? And this is the gift. So it's been wonderful. Definitely a cultural, what should I say? It's different.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's been wonderful. I just enjoy watching the people
Mhm.
moving, to and from, and just watching the ocean, and that right there is like enough for me. I'm just so amazed at the people. They're all so beautiful, like physically strikingly
They
beautiful.
are. Hmm.
Um,
In
it's
Senegal
just
in
so,
particular, they're very beautiful people.
yes, absolutely. I'm like, wow, these people are gorgeous, and they're so strong.
Hmm.
So very, very grateful to be having this experience.
Good morning, Miss Carolyn.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Wonderful. I'm so glad that you could join us.
Morning.
Yes, I got around here and got caught up.
No, that's okay.
Mhm.
This morning, we're talking about indulging in little luxuries
Mm,
and talking about how little luxuries, like for me, buying flowers are little luxuries, or making tea and making a ceremony out of making the tea is a little luxury, and how all of those doing those small things for ourselves is connected to our self-worth.
yes,
And that if we don't take the time to value ourselves, then we are really quite literally giving other people permission to run us over.
it's true.
And so we don't want to do that. I don't know, Cheryl, if you wanted to share anything or if,
So Jamila, a luxury for me would be coming to see y'all in Senegal. I'm just putting it out there. Like
Say that again.
I said, a luxury for me would be coming to visit you in Senegal.
Oh, I have a friend that she been trying to figure out how to get over here ever
Mhm.
since I came. I was like, Charles, you might as well wait till I come back, and next time we come together.
Mhm.
Um, for me, luxury is just spending like I love spending time with people. Some people, some. Not the energy vampires. So for me, that is a luxury that a lot of people don't understand, but I feed off of like being around good people who laugh and who enjoy life and just having conversation that's not serious, but that is serious, that's funny, that just kind of ebbs and flows. And we talk about something and you forget what you're talking about, and then you go back. It could be a 5-year-old or a 95-year-old, it doesn't matter. So that is a luxury for for me, one that I don't do enough of here in this. I don't do enough of. Corona was hard for me because I am such a people person, and that being disconnected
Mhm.
kind of forced me to change how I interacted with people and the dynamics of relationships. Um, most of my luxuries don't require a any money. Holding a book, like a real book in my hand,
Yeah.
for me is
Mm.
like, and curling up. So I have like a couple of couches and some beds, and I have like just different places. I love books. So holding a book in my hand and reading it is a luxury. Like
Mhm.
that whole sauna thing, I don't like the heat. So I'm chocolate. I will melt like chocolate, butterscotch, maple syrup, all that. I will melt. I don't want no heat. Don't get. And I don't like people digging in me, especially. but give me a book and a blanket. Like I love blankets and bathrobes. My daughter-in-law's like, how many bathrobes do you have? I was like, maybe like 5 or 6, but I wear them all. Like, so those are my luxuries, and holding a coffee mug in my hand that somebody like that was gifted to me.
Yeah.
That's luxury for me.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love that. Blankets are nice. I'm not mad at them. Blanket. And I know you are a people person. You're very much a people person. And you like to be able to hold on to people and touch them, which I love too. I love that too. I love that about you. You and your mom.
Yeah, my mama, everybody's mama drive me crazy. It's all right though.
Do you have any little luxuries, Miss Carolyn, that you wanted to share?
Sure, I love a bubble bath. I love a bubble bath and tea, you
Tea?
know. Tea.
What
And
kind of tea is your favorite?
my favorite, especially when I decided that I was going to shed all of the day's energy, and just get into my own energy, is a combination of mugwort and something else.
Mugwort, let me write that down.
Mugwort inspires dreams, lucid dreams.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know that.
so,
And Miss
yeah.
Carolyn is an herbalist.
Where are
Yeah.
you, Miss Carol? I
So,
need to come visit you, huh?
yeah. Mugwort also heals the nervous system. So yeah, that would be the first thing that would come to mind. There are many, but those are my favorite. And of course, good food. You know, you and I and probably everybody else here love some good food now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A good home cooked meal. There's nothing like
Ooh,
it.
yes.
I love to be able to put my hands in my food.
Yes.
And to be like one of the things that I really love is I have a salad bowl. Like I don't know, like back when I care less about those sorts of things. I never really had a special plate. I would just eat on a paper plate or whatever was disposable. But now every place that I go, I like to be able to have a salad bowl.
Yeah.
I make a salad everywhere that I go. So I need to be able to go out. If I'm going someplace and I'm going to be there in a particular country just for 2 weeks, I need to have my salad bowl.
I love it.
I need to have, it has to be a certain size. It has to be, it has to feel good in my hands. It has to be attractive. It has to have a certain weight to it. And that makes me feel luxurious.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Okay.
That's the art in you as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah, very much so. Okay, so we can move on to the mindful meditation portion. So what we're doing today was we're just going to take a few minutes to be able to breathe. And then we'll do mindful facial massage as our little luxury for today. So what I like to do, I stop the video just so that we can be able to focus on ourselves for a moment. And then I take my glasses off. And then I close my eyes and I sort of allow myself to relax into the moment. If you want to, you can sort of put your hand over your heart to sort of feel your heart start to slow down. and you're breathing at a normal pace. And if you can think of yourself as a thermostat or a thermometer, and you can see the little line, the little red line in the thermometer that sort of goes down slowly as the temperature goes down, you can sort of see that within yourself. You're sort of relaxing your shoulders. You might sit up a little bit taller, not too stiff, but in the way that feels comfortable for you. And I like to envision sometimes the pressure sort of leaving through my ears, through the palms of my hands, and the bottoms of my feet. Continue to feel the pressure leaving your body, and your muscles are relaxing. There's less noise running through your mind. Your heartbeat is a little bit slower. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'm going to turn my video back on so that you can see me as we do the mindful facial massage. And so now I can't see anything, but what I like to do is I take both of my hands and I start at my temples. And this is just something that you can do for yourself at any moment of the day. You massage your temples. And again, I like to envision the pressure sort of leaving. It looks, for me, it kind of looks like white steam. It could show up totally something different for you, if at all. But that adding the visualizations helps me to visualize what is going on in my body, and that helps me to relax. And then from the temples, I like to draw the finger down, and you sort of leave your jaw open just a little bit. There's like a space here. I don't even know if this is a muscle or whatever this is, but I like to be able to pull down on that, and it allows the face to relax. I find it to be very relaxing. We clench our jaws a lot during the day when, when we're sort of just feeling razzled or just tight in general. So it's nice to be able to relax the jaw. And then from there, I will go to the top of the ear, down the neck. And just pull down on that whole area. And then this area, there's a muscle here. The more stress you have, the tighter this area will be. We hold a lot of energy here in this space. So if you go to a professional massage, you know how nice it feels when they, at least for me, when they hit this area, you just feel like, oh, you just sort of released everything. So it's nice to be able to sort of remember to do that for yourself. And that you can do in like 5 minutes. You can do that anywhere. You can do that at the job. You can do it in the car, sitting in traffic. You can do that standing in line. Sometimes I'll do that before bed. It's nice to be able to just allow yourself a moment to relax. So I have some journaling questions for us for today before we close up the circle. So we'll take a few minutes. I'll also put it in the chat, so we'll have it for the recording. Question number 1 is, what do you deserve in this life? What do you deserve in this life? We'll take a few moments to think about, what do we deserve? What do I deserve in this life? All right, that's our first question. We will just roll into question number 2. What little luxuries did you enjoy as a child? What little luxuries did you enjoy as a child? And then the last question, we'll start that quickly. What do your favorite little luxuries say about what you value? What do your favorite little luxuries say about what you value? Okay. So now's your time if you'd like to read what you wrote or just, if something popped up in your head that you'd like to be able to share, the floor is open for any final comments before we get to the top of the hour.
I'll read what I wrote.
Thank you.
To what do you deserve in this life? I wrote, I am what I deserve. I am love. I am peace. I am prosperity. I am patience. I am forgiveness. I am clarity. I'm immortality. I am everlasting energy. I am that I am.
Mhm.
Mhm,
I am that I am. That is beautiful.
mhm. Should I go down the line, or are we doing it one at a time?
Well, would anybody else like to share what they wrote, or if there was anything else that they wanted to share about the journaling questions?
That was beautiful, Smelly. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
But you can go ahead on, Miss Carolyn, if you want to share what else you wrote. I would love to hear it.
Okay. For the luxuries as a child, I
Mhm.
enjoyed drawing, sewing, painting, tea parties, and tea parties with my dolls, writing, walking in the sunshine, and reading.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Those are awesome.
I was an only sheltered child, so yeah.
I was surprised at what I wrote for myself for that because I remembered a lot of the things that I would do with my family members. Like I put down, like in the summertime, I would go with my great grandma to the pier
Mm.
and we would get crabs and bring it back and we would
Mm.
take out the card table and put the paper on the card table and she would show me how to cook the crabs and all that other stuff. And we
Wow.
would spread the crabs out with the Old Bay seasoning and that was a luxury.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Where
that was
did you
such a
grow
fun
up?
time in New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
Mhm. Yeah, so that was a fun, or like bike riding with my family. I'm lucky. I grew up with both of my parents, and so sometimes in the summer, my dad would get the bicycles and we would just ride around town, and people would be like, "What are they doing?"
Beautiful.
That was one of my luxuries as a child too, I wrote.
Mhm.
Mhm.
For number, what was the second question? What do your favorite little luxuries say about what you value?
I'll share. I'll just share briefly on all three, if I
Sure.
may.
Huh?
Um, I wrote that I deserve to love myself, to
Mhm.
feel beautiful, and to have authentic relationships, mutually authentic relationships,
Mhm.
Mhm.
beginning first with self love. Um, I deserve health, abundance, creativity, and wealth.
Mhm.
Mhm.
For my childhood luxuries, I enjoy penny candy,
Mhm.
my grandmother's kitchen, and the meal she prepared, library visits, spelling tests because I always got A's,
Mhm.
um, mud pies and ice creams and balloons, bat and
Mhm.
balls, um, the YWCA after school libraries, and back in those days we used to take empty soda bottles back to the
Mhm.
store,
Mhm.
and we could turn them in for money.
Mhm.
So I enjoy doing that
Mhm.
as well as reading, especially reading myself to sleep,
Mhm.
paper dolls, merry-go-round rides, and playing jacks.
I
Oh, I
love
love
some paper dolls.
Yes, I love
paper
that.
Yeah.
dolls too. I
And
forgot about those.
Yeah, oh God, dress
yeah,
them up.
I had forgot too. Um,
Mhm.
and what this all says about me, my favorite luxuries, I think it says that I value a slower paced life and a more natural lifestyle. Um, because to me, nature is spirit. This is what I wrote: nature is spirit, and
Mhm.
spirit is real, and reality is authenticity.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I value life in general. I value people. Nature gives us health. So I value health and I will spend my money to pursue it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. Well, it's 8 a.m. where I am. It's top of the hour. So I want to thank you all for being able to actively participate. I appreciate your presence. We will meet again here next Wednesday at the same time. I hope that you all find value in this circle and would like to be able to come again if you want to be able to share it with your friends or anyone else that would be interested. Men are invited too. It's not just for women. At the moment, I'm leaving it to just sort of seeing who wants to show up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
of course, I know it's always us. It's always Black women who come to support,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You know, maybe we'll make this a Black women's circle. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it is open to everyone,
Mhm.
uh, even non-Black people as well. So yeah, so I will see you all next week. Thank you all so much for coming.
Mhm.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. This is wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye. Everyone have a great week.
Bye-bye.
And thank you for joining us from Senegal.
Bye.
Love it.
Oh, you're quite welcome. It's 2 o'clock here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.